What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today, for the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon, we are talking about Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Season 3, Episode 10, A Lost Claus. Now, of course, every episode has a plot, and we got our man, Mr. Alex Payne, here to give us the episode breakdown. So, what happens in this episode?
Well, I guess you could say this episode kind of follows two plots, even though they're kind of they start off very interconnected, I guess. But basically, the episode starts off with, Mac coming to Foster's as he always does. Everybody's in the Christmas spirit and everything. And, you know, Blue and Mac see a Santa Claus busting through the doors. They go in front of him, start bowing and all that other shit and whatever. Then another Santa Claus comes. Then another one. And another one. And another one. And then Frankie brings in this friggin' parade of Santas. And she tells them, it's like, you know what? Every year the kids are so excited about Christmas that a whole bunch of kids just imagine a whole bunch of Santas. So this gets Mark into, like, I guess, some sort of crisis. Because he starts to realize and believe that Santa Claus isn't real. And at the same time, Will just casually mentions that everybody in the home gets one present. And Blue being Blue, one present isn't enough for him, so that's, a crime to him. So his plot follows him trying to figure out a way to get more than one present, and Mac's plot follows trying to figure out if Santa's real or not. And that's the plot of the episode.
Man, from my first impressions, I'm going to say this. Obviously, we know a little bit later on in the episode that motherfucking Mac wishes for underwear. And it's so funny because we just did the Ed and Eddie review where this dude did
Yeah.
not want no clothes at all. He wanted something different, man. He wanted some kid shit. Maybe, who knows, a cell phone or whatever. That's back in a different time period. That shit's ancient. We in the motherfucking digital age. Motherfucker, give me an iPhone for Christmas. I don't need no motherfucking clothes or nothing. But it's so weird to see Mac, obviously, probably like, how old would you say he is?
Oh,
7, 8, maybe?
he's 8, yeah, 8.
Okay. And then Eddie, who's probably like 16, 17, would you say, right?
No, I think Eddie is like probably 12 to 14. I think he's in that age range. I don't think they ever really say, but I think it's implied it's in that neighborhood probably.
Okay. But still, he's obviously older than Mac, which will make you think like, oh, okay, he's a little bit old, Mac's a little bit younger. We did that review first. So
Hmm.
obviously you think Mac wouldn't ask for no shit like that.
I
But
think it's
then from
more
the
of like
episodes that I've seen,
I guess a leap of faith. It's like just get me anything to show you real, bro.
yeah,
Anything,
yeah.
anything.
And
Because
plus,
he
and
gets a
plus,
whole bunch of presents and really great ones too. But he's just like he just
oh
doesn't give a
yeah,
fuck because he wants that underwear to prove that Santa's real.
right, right, right. And then like Mac always came across to me as the more mature one. So what is your first impression?
My first impression, I guess my first impression is, I guess it's kind of as it is always with the show, is kind of like to create like how they use the world to their advantage. Because like the main points is like obviously the imaginated sadness and everything, and plus like Blue puts Blue putting Wilt on the friggin' sleigh with all the friggin' imagined um unicorns and shit like that to fly to prove that Santa could fly around the world in one go. And just like I guess I guess that's you know what I mean, even though that was my main first impression, I think a better first impression would be was that this episode had a really interesting tone to it.
It definitely did. Like, and I know it's gonna be said again in this episode that I mean, it does have the strong Christmassy feel, but it also doesn't. Obviously, with all the motherfucking shit having to deal with Santa Claus. So,
Hmm.
but it's just not that. It doesn't feel like that traditional Christmas. Like, oh yeah, you're with your family, and you have some probably family conflict or whatever. It's just some kid challenging his belief in Santa or testing his belief in Santa. So, and I guess we can get into moments here.
Yeah.
One of my moments that really kind of struck me as annoying, kind of jumping like way in the middle of the episode here, is with the whole ghost shit. Like when Blue tried to the whole Christmas Carol shit. Oh yeah, I'm the ghost from the Christmas past, present, future, or whatever the fuck. And then he was this one annoying ass ghost with that fucking high pitched ass voice. Like legit, that annoyed the fuck out of me. It felt like it went on way too long. That's just me personally. That's just my personal. I was like, shut the fuck up.
The
But
Bob Marley
that's
one
one
was
of my
funny
moments.
though.
Oh yeah, I fuck with Bob Marley. What about you? What are some of your moments?
You gotta love friggin' Santa Claus, friggin' Coco, because that just was so random and weird. That was just kind of hilarious to me. It's like, what? I noticed Coco loves getting jobs, man. Coco loves getting her
Yo,
jobs.
yeah. I mean, listen, I only seen 2 episodes where that was occurring. Obviously, the last review we did with the when they went to the Store Wars episode, and then obviously this one, she's motherfucking getting. Coco's a working motherfucker. I salute her on that shit. This death has to be mentioned because this kind of fucked my head up. Bardo's big ass kissing everybody. Like I swear, like listen, when person he kissed was Blue. When I seen him pick him up, I'm like, oh, don't do it. Oh! That fucked my head up, boy. You don't understand. That shit fucked my whole head up.
Yeah, and he tried to
Like,
kiss.
man, why you finna murder that mother?
He tried to kiss to get inside the chimney.
Man, and this has to be mentioned too. I think what's the bitch's name? Francis or Frankie or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
She comes home to the fucking fire department there, and then they tell her that Eduardo's stuck in the chimney, and they say, "Yo, you finna have to wait till after the holidays, cause we ain't do nothing to help you now. This shit, that's over with. Okay,
We need a specialist.
You finna have to wait. We need a specialist. That your ass popped, so he finna just stay up there. So,
and I love
big
when
ass
he was
just stuck
pretending
up
to be
there.
asleep.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not him. I'm not like him, Santa Claus. I'm sleeping.
Listen, Eduardo, I fuck with him, man. That dude make me laugh all throughout this episode, yo. And especially the last review we did too. What about you? What are some more of your favorite moments before we hop into the review?
One of my favorite moments, it's small, but it just kind of made me die in its simplicity, was when friggin'. Well, first of all, it was funny when they had like the underwear-shaped present, but it just turned out to be the 2 guns that shoot those little balls things or whatever. And it was really funny to me when like Mac's brother Terrence was just shooting him nonstop with it, and then one of the balls like hit his mom and fell inside the coffee, just bloop, and then you just hear, sorry.
Yo, what's up with the kids? Like every cartoon, they have that same bully voice. I swear, every kid has that freaking bully voice, man. Obviously, the bully, the brother who obviously you can tell who's a bully in this episode. I think there's a kid in South Park with the same type of voice. But there's definitely for sure a kid. I think his name is Jimmy in F is for Family, who had the same voice as the kid in this episode. So, and all the bully kids have that same freaking voice. Actually, you know what? I want to say Jimbo from The Simpsons kind of has that voice too, somewhat similar to that. So I just noticed that it doesn't get on my nerves, but it's just like, yo, that's something I just noticed popped in my head when I heard it. But we gotta mention obviously the ending moments. You know, we very barely mentioned it. Like, you know, Mac just basically trying to put all his faith in Santa. Like, yo, man, if you exist, send me some underwear. And then, you know, once he opens up all them gifts at the house. And you know, first I honestly didn't know because like I only seen 3 episodes of this. I didn't know he had an actual family. I thought he was honestly one of the imaginary people too. Like he was an imaginary kid. But anyway, you know, he gets all his gifts at home and whatnot, and there's no underwear. And then he tells his mom, "Can't a kid just get any underwear or something like that?" And
how about for your birthday? We could get it for your birthday.
I was like, motherfucker, underwear? I got you all these gifts. You talking about some underwear? But obviously, there was a lot more to that than because she, I think in her mind too, like she don't know what he's going through. But anyway, he goes to the Foster's house and whatnot, and then he sees that he finally has some underwear, and it's from the real Santa.
Hmm.
The main thing why I brought that up is to say this, and I'm crossing my review here. Um, every Christmas show we did, and this is what I like about it. Like they bring up the belief of Santa not being real, which is a real issue that a lot of kids probably face, especially at a young age, who probably be watching this. Probably like what you say, maybe 7 to 10, who are at a good have a good standing. Like, oh man, maybe Santa's real, or they're going through the doubts. Like, no, Santa's
Hmm.
not real. Santa's not real, because you got them friends at school telling you, oh, he ain't real. He ain't real. Da da da. Woo woo woo. So I just like how these cartoons flirt with that idea. Oh yeah, Santa's not real. Santa's not real. And boom, at the end, Santa pop up. Oh yeah, Santa's real. He brought the gifts, yo. He brought the gifts. So Santa real as hell, yo. And it's just like, man, they flirt with that idea so well, but then at the end they tell him, yeah, yo, Santa's real. And I fucking, that's the whole premise of like every single Christmas show practically. But I just like how they do that, man. Because
Yeah, I think this
that is
episode.
real as shit.
I think in this episode though, I think they like, I guess, displayed it and dealt with it a lot more accurately than, because like you
Oh
said,
yeah,
Mac got all this really great ass presents and all this other shit, but like he just got more and more upset and anxious with each present that he opened because he was just so heavily wants to believe that Santa is real. He doesn't even care about the gifts anymore.
right,
He just wants that
absolutely.
proof of existence. And I will mention this as my last moment because we're heading into reviews but based off of the discussion real quick. Because, like I said, this had a really good plot, and the friggin' tone was really, really great and everything. I thought, like, the moment when friggin' after Harriman friggin' well, first of all, like, when they was talking on the phone and Harriman was dragging the Christmas tree away, like, something about that scene was just kind of um, like it just if this makes any sense, I don't know, but it felt kind of real. Like it felt like it actually mattered. Like it's like god damn. But
Right, yeah, because you think they're not having any Christmas. You see this dude legit on the real dragging the fucking Christmas tree in the house. Well, yeah.
because it
Yo,
didn't,
these motherfuckers
because
ain't
like
gonna have Christmas.
I guess you could say it like even from watching the episode, because before like it legit felt, and the main moment I want to mention though is like when Blue was standing in the freaking corridor and you see the house just empty with nothing, with no um decorations, no nothing, and the freaking piece of the glass fell. Like that part is that part was pretty sad if you ask me. And what I'm getting at is, even though you think, and even if you know from watching it before, it actually made you feel like the shit was hopeless.
Right,
Like it didn't feel like,
absolutely.
oh, it's just gonna be fine and then it really doesn't matter.
I
Like it actually
felt,
felt hopeless.
I personally felt that more so towards the Mac point, though. To me, honestly, 'cause that situation like felt more realistic. Like I said, every kid probably has those doubts, and like you said, this episode handled that very the fuck, handled that very well. So I'm gonna give my rating right now. I say episode had a damn good plot. Obviously, we mentioned that several times. Had a
Hmm.
damn good plot. Handled the issue of like, yo, Santa's real or Santa's not real very well. Once again, I love the motherfucking comedy in it too. Eduardo jokes, Coco jokes. Will he? I don't
Yeah,
fuck with
well,
him that much, but
they didn't really
it's
show
just
him
like
that much in
I.
this
And
episode.
you know what? I do like the fact that Blue didn't get nothing at the end of this episode because he don't deserve shit. He's a bad kid. He ain't
And that's
nothing.
what makes
So
and that's what makes it, because again, dude, that's what like a lot of cartoons forget nowadays. It's like the people who do the dumb shit can't win in the end. Because
no,
most other cartoons still would have given him a gift anyway, but
right,
he loses in the end because he deserves to.
right, exactly. So my final rating for this, I honestly really, really enjoyed this episode. Simply because, like I said, and I'll mention it one last time, is the Mac moment with the whole having doubts in Santa, and then having that shit finally be fulfilled with Santa bringing him the underwear, and whatnot. Like I said, real issue that a lot of kids deal with, probably like maybe second, third, fourth grade even. So that part I really enjoyed. I really identify with that man too. So I'm gonna hit this with a nice 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode. That's no joke. I enjoyed the hell out of this episode. What you think?
I think I agree with a lot of what you said. Like I said, I think the tone, because it had a very melancholic tone to it because of the whole Max shit or whatever, and like the
Yeah,
whole, like I said, like this episode actually felt like you actually felt what you're supposed to feel like in the moment. Because a lot of these episodes and a lot of these shows, and even shows that ain't got nothing to do with Christmas, it feels like, oh, shit's whatever, but I know it's gonna be fine in the end. Like a lot of the moments toward heading up, it was like a reverse build up, I guess you could say,
right.
because they were basically building it up that Christmas was gonna be dog shit.
Oh yeah. Oh
but but
yeah.
but the thing is, you didn't feel like it was gonna change and just be like, oh, it's great at the end. It's like it legit felt like it was gonna be dog shit. It actually felt hopeless, like it's supposed to. Like it
Right.
actually made you feel like, okay, damn. Like if the episode ended right there, you wouldn't be surprised, and it wouldn't feel like shit. It wouldn't feel like something missing if it ended right there. You would just think, God damn, that was just a really sad episode.
And I always go by the theory of like any show that can invoke any type of emotion out of you as a viewer, and the show is not real, obviously, but if it can
Hmm.
invoke any emotion, obviously, I don't mean you got to be fucking crying your eyes out, but it makes you feel some type of way, either towards the characters or towards the situation itself. That's a damn good show, well written, and it's written with powerful writing. But continue.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I wouldn't even say like it's because it made me feel anything. Because if ignore the emotion of it, it's like I said, it felt like it didn't like I guess even though it is, it didn't feel predictable. Like it didn't
Right,
like even though it's gonna be okay at the end, you feel like you're not really sure based on what's happening right now.
right.
So I
Okay.
think that's the best way to describe it. But I think in terms of rating though, I think I'm gonna give it the exact same as you, a nice 8 out of 10. It's a really really nice episode, really good
All
Christmas
right.
episode.
You have no disagreements from me. But there y'all have it, man. Both of us give this episode an 8 out of 10. Very good episode, man. My name's Ray Rawlins. His is Alex Payne. And this has been our review for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Season 3, Episode 10, A Lost Claus. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. As always, toss a comment in the comment box below telling us what you think of this episode, and tell us if you want us to review something for this Christmas edition of the Marathon Man. And until then, this has been the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon, and it will continue on tomorrow. But we will see you when we see you. Goodbye.